been living under a rock, allow me, brother, to explain. If you don't know who this individual is, this individual goes by the name of Tasha K. Tasha K is an influencer, a blogger. She does celebrity gossip, yada, yada, yada. So in a couple of a lot of her live streams, she's been talking about and dangling a carrot in front of her viewing audience about the R. Kelly trial. She has an insider. She has some information that has not been released to the public, which is not a crime in my opinion, because if you look at CBS, NBC, ABC News, CSNBC, Fox News, all the alphabet news networks, there's always a reporter in a lot of these court these proceedings that have inside knowledge of what's being transpired in the courtroom, and is given and granted access that the public just don't have, okay? Which is not a huge big thing for, anybody that's in the media field, okay? Now, where this goes left is Tasha K. There's an article, and I believe it's on the Chicago Sun-Times. I could be wrong about that, where Tasha K's name is not being shared in the best of light. Now, apparently, in this article, Tasha K have gotten some sensitive information, court documents and court records, also personal information of R. Kelly, such as his email, his text, a lot of the stuff that the government was going to share and use in in the court presentation of R. Kelly. All right, and Tasha K was given this access, was given this information from a correctional officer. Now, the correctional officer is retired. Now is retired. But the correctional officer given Tasha K a lot of sensitive information that was not shared for the public. And a lot of this information the defense was going to use. Okay? So Tasha K is in a sticky situation right about now because she's got a lot of explaining to do, because in this article, it's not like she had a relationship, Tasha K had a relationship with, with anyone, with the defense or the attorneys of R. Kelly. So, and also she wasn't, we don't know for a fact that she bought this information, and this sensitive information was not even shared by the correctional officer. Apparently, the correctional officer just went in and just stolen this information. Now, why I use the word stolen is the correctional officer was granted no access to this information. Apparently, this correctional officer just went in, bum rush, got the information, and gave it to Tasha K. Now, we don't know if Tasha K bought this information. We don't know if this information was given to Tasha K. We don't know if Tasha K even knew that this information was stolen. All right, all of these things we don't know. And the FBI has not released a statement. And when you're dealing with the FBI, they don't care about social media. They don't care about your timeline. They don't care about gossip and celebrity news or trying to get ratings or views and clicks and things of that nature. The government is going over this with a fine-tooth comb. They're going to make sure all their I's are dotted, all their T's are crossed before they release an official statement on their side of this matter. So, a lot of people are speculating by Friday we would know something. The hammer would drop and we'll know everything. Folks, I wouldn't wait by Friday. Knowing how the FBI moves, they move very slowly. We won't probably know anything for the next couple of months. Now, A lot of people are taking this information and they're running with it. They're talking about, well, R. Kelly is going to be free. He's going to be a free man. It's similar to like Bill Cosby. Or they're going to have to work a deal with R. Kelly, yada, yada, yada. Tasha K is going to be going to jail. She's going to the clinker. All right. She's going to a jailhouse near you. Everybody's, speculating. Now, here's my beliefs behind all of those accusations. One, before we start, I'm not, I can separate R. Kelly from his music. I think R. Kelly music speaks for itself. I'm a fan of R. Kelly's music. I'm not a fan of R. Kelly, the personality. All right. The person. Okay. And I always thought R. Kelly was a little off. I always thought R. Kelly was weird. And for people to figure out R. Kelly was off and R. Kelly was weird, if you come to that conclusion just recently, I don't know where the hell you have been. But, just R. Kelly is just a screw loose. Okay. But like I said, I can separate the music. I can separate the talent from the person. Right. The R. Kelly, the person, is disgusting. I feel like he should be locked in jail and just rot there. Okay. But after this recent event of things that done transpired in the last 24 hours, any lawyer with a brain cell of a dead fly is going to go to the court screaming mistrial. Okay. Any lawyer is going to do that, okay? I don't care if it's a public defender or a lawyer that your money could afford you to get. If they were given the option like what R. Kelly lawyers are going to get, they're going to scream mistrial, all right? If you sneeze incorrectly in a courtroom proceeding, they're going to say mistrial, okay? You're tampering with the jurors, okay? Now, R. Kelly's lawyers are going to call for a mistrial, and since Tasha K have already done talked about this on a lot of her live streams, who's to say out of those jurors, none of them have watched a Tasha K live stream, okay, or even know about Tasha K, okay? So you're already tampering with the jurors on that matter. So they're going to be screaming mistrial, all right? Which, by the way, fun fact, R. Kelly's lawyers were talking about this 10 months ago. They was going to the lawyer they was going to the judge talking about they wanted a mistrial 10 months ago, talking about his information is being leaked. His email was hacked and yada, yada, yada. And a lot of media outlets got a lot of sensitive matter that was not given to them. And the judge say, if you have proof that this has been tampered, then by all means, we'll go through a mistrial proceedings. But if you don't have any proof, we're just going to go as regular scheduled programming. And they didn't have proof at that particular time. Fast forward to now you have the proof. You have the smoking gun of Tasha K on several live streams talking about this information that was not given to her by the federal government. It was not given to her from another media outlet, okay? It was not given to her by R. Kelly's lawyers or the prosecution, all right? So Tasha K could be in some serious trouble, which we're going to move forward into this space. Is Tasha K going to jail? I feel like it's too early to tell as far as the mistrial or R. Kelly's going to be a free man or Tasha K going to jail, because we don't know what the government knows. All right. And like I said earlier in this video, that the government is going to go through this with a fine-tooth comb. Okay. And if they can find anything that can keep R. Kelly, stuck in his predicament that he is in, they will have no problem of keeping him there. But however, if they find any information that taints the proceedings, then it can go to a mistrial. Now, double jeopardy. A lot of people said, well, they can try him again. Folks, do you realize the man hour, the time, the resources, the money that the city has already spent on this R. Kelly trial? This trial has been delayed. These things were going on since the early 90s. Here we are, 2021, all right? And we just now went to court, okay? I feel like it could be double jeopardy. They could try this trial again, but it's not. If they do try it again, it's not going to be at a magnitude where it is right now, where they'll just. And two, a lot of things have done transpired that were credible witnesses that are not credible. They just simply were not credible, okay? They have checkered past, and the things that they said in court does not match what they said in numerous interviews, okay? So, particularly the two girls, I believe one of them was Savage. I forgot what the other girl was, and there was the live-in girlfriends of R. Kelly. And when R. Kelly went to jail, he got them to live in Trump Tower for, I don't know how many months they were left there. And there was some friction between the two girls. One of the girls moved out and moved back home. And a lot of people are saying that's a problem for Tasha K, because a lot of people are saying Tasha K was involved in that incident where the two girls were not seeing each other eye to eye. All right. So that's another theory that the government is going to go through with a fine-tooth comb. If they do their investigation, and if they find out Tasha K's hands have been all over this whole entire proceeding, as far back as when the two girls was at Trump Tower, this is damning news for Tasha K. And there's a possibility that she will be prosecuted. Okay. I don't know about charges or anything like that. I'm not a lawyer. I don't play one on TV. But the lead attorney had a live stream yesterday talking about this. And he must have said a lot of things that possibly could happen to Tasha K, because Tasha K did a live stream right after that and was mocking the lead attorney. Okay. Now, and I feel like the lead attorney is more credible in these proceedings than Tasha K. This man has a degree in law, okay? And Tasha K, her claim to fame is a blogger. She's into celebrity gossip and things of that nature. If this was a celebrity gossip matter, I would lean towards Tasha K. But this is a criminal indictment, possibly. So I'm gonna go by what the lead attorney said, and he said a lot of things in that live stream that was very interesting. Okay, I don't want to make this video any longer than it already is. I would suggest you guys go talk to go listen to the lead attorney, his live stream about Tasha K. Okay, so everybody have been doing live streams on Tasha K. All her rivals have done videos about Tasha K. Choke No Joke did a live stream on Tasha K. It was kind of comical, somewhat informational, but, still it is what it is, entertainment. My view on this is this could really hurt Tasha K's brand and her name, and I'm going to tell you why. And this is going to be even bigger than her beef between Lovely T.I. and Cardi B. To this point, there's a possibility that her channel could be terminated. Okay, there is a slim possibility her channel could be terminated if the FBI come out with their report and says, well, she been involved through this whole entire presentation and was coaching the witnesses that they had in trial. Okay, I'm not saying now look, this could all be allegedly. Okay, and I'm just speculating. Okay, just speculating. But if it comes back that she was that involved, then she could be facing some serious charges. Now, I'm a fan of Tasha K. I don't have no issues with Tasha K. But Tasha K really stepped into something that could possibly get her into some serious trouble. I feel like if this trial goes to a mistrial, I just think as far as Chicago go, he's done. Okay, they're not going to retry this thing again because they already wasted a lot of resources, money, and manpower on this, only to get to a mistrial, and it took so long to get to this point. Now, as far as the other indictments against R. Kelly in other states, I feel like out of all the states that he was facing charges in, I feel like in Chicago, they were the strongest at a particular time when you thought these witnesses was credible. Well, all these witnesses were credible witnesses. Okay. But the other matters in the other states, there's a possibility that he could, be charged with a crime there, but I don't think at a real big magnitude like he could have been facing in Chicago. All right. So I can't really speculate on those matters, but I can speculate on this one particular. I see a mistrial in the near future. So, and I want to wait and see what the federal government has to say. Now, a lot of people say, what the correctional officer is not, I don't understand what the correctional officer did is going to harm the FBI, because the correctional officer don't work for the FBI. Okay. Which is true, but you have to understand the magnitude of this. All right. Because any lawyer, any public, offender is going to, public defender is going to say mistrial because it's tainting the jurors, and the public got information that they were not supposed to get. Okay, so it can hurt to that magnitude. Now, the correctional officer, who is retired now, has not released a statement, and the reason why the correctional officer has not released a statement is the fact that the correctional officer is probably working with the government, so the correctional officer won't get additional charges. So working with the government is, because I'm pretty sure the government, once they go through everything, they're going to charge this correctional officer, and they're going to charge Tasha K. But they're going to make one of these two individuals be, they're going to make them into a target, particularly for the next influencer or blogger that wants to try to do this, and they're going to make them out of an example, and it's going to be Tasha K. No one really knows the correctional officer, but everyone seems to know who Tasha K is, and this is damning news. And Tasha K has lawyers on deck, and I'm pretty sure Tasha K's lawyers have already talked to her, saying like, look, don't talk about it on a live stream. Don't make any official video or now she did go on live yesterday, but at that particular time, this just now started to warm up. Not a lot of people knew what was going on, and at that particular time, she didn't really know what else was discussed in that interview because now a lot of news outlets are making their rounds on this, and this thing is getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Okay, so Right now, I feel like Tasha K is aware of how big the magnitude this could possibly be. I'm also sure that her legal team has talked to her about don't talk about this publicly no more until there's a communication line between the FBI and Tasha K's legal team. But this could ultimately, if it plays out like the way it's looking, how it's playing out, Tasha K is going to be doing some. I mean, I think her losing her YouTube channel, that's the least of her worries. Her freedom is in jeopardy right now. Anyway, that's all I got to say. Guys, tell me what you think. Rate, comment, subscribe. It's your boy. I'm up out of here. Deuces.